The enemy of your enemy is often your friend. Russia and North Korea are proving this saying to be true. The two countries have a common enemy in the United States, and now they have pledged to expand bilateral ties. On Pyongyang's Liberation Day, Vladimir Putin wrote a letter to Kim Jong-un. He vowed to expand relations with North Korea. Kim, on the other hand, talked about friendship with Russia since the World War II, a comradely friendship, and that, he said, would grow stronger. Kim also said ties between the two were put on a new high stage, a common front for frustrating what he called threats from hostile forces. North Korea did not explicitly mention who these hostile forces were, but it is a term that Pyongyang has used for the United States before. Russia and North Korea have a lot in common right now. They are both hit by economic sanctions and have a common enemy in the West. So the two are now looking at ways to help each other. In July, the Russian ambassador to North Korea said Moscow could hire workers from Pyongyang. These workers could help rebuild Ukraine's Donbas region. In 2017, the UN Security Council passed a resolution. It banned member states from hiring North Korean workers. Foreign workers from North Korea have worked in Russia for years to send money home. At one point, there were around 30,000 North Korean workers in Russia. Many of them worked using student or travel visas. Now that Russia itself is under sanctions, it obviously has no reason to abide by any such restrictions. Friendship between Moscow and Pyongyang dates back to the founding of North Korea. This was when the Soviet Union installed Kim's grandfather, Kim Il-sung, as the leader. Soon after his first election as the Russian president, Vladimir Putin sought to normalize relations. He met Kim Jong-il, Kim Jong-un's father, 3 times. But the close ties suffered after the collapse of the Soviet Union. However, the Ukraine war is now bringing them closer again. The Russian invasion of Ukraine has divided the world in 2 blocs. Those who back the United States, this includes the likes of Europe, Canada, Britain, Japan, South Korea, Australia. As for Russia, it is being backed by countries like China, Iran, Venezuela, Belarus, Syria, and North Korea. In February, in fact, North Korea defended Russia's invasion of Ukraine soon after it recognized the independence of Donetsk and Luhansk. It is quite likely that in the coming days there would be further deepening of ties, diplomatic, economic, perhaps even military ties. Many believe there is potential for a stronger military partnership between the two, one that can help North Korea with its growing nuclear weapons arsenal. And with me on the broadcast this minute from Moscow is Fred Weir. He is a Russian affairs expert. Thanks very much for being here on the broadcast, Fred. What would this deepening of ties between Russia and North Korea look like, according to you, specifically talking about the growing military partnership potential that could help North Korea with its nuclear arsenal?
Russia has been on a bit of a diplomatic offensive for the last few months. As you alluded to, it's strengthening its relations with countries that can help it in this situation. It's taken its relationship with Iran to a whole new level and may even be, according to some credible reports, buying military drones from Iran. It recently really upgraded the relationship with Turkey because that will help it to escape or evade sanctions. So the question really here is, what can North Korea do for Russia? Why is Russia sort of making these moves toward North Korea at this point? And I think you have the answer there. It's construction workers. One thing that North Korea has in abundance is labor, very skilled construction labor. I once visited North Korea and I was amazed at the quality of buildings in Pyongyang and places like that. So that they can do that, and Russia is planning, I mean, when they win the war, if and when, to reconstruct those areas of Ukraine that it has occupied and seems intent on annexing. And they will need a lot of good construction labor. They're already starting major reconstruction in the city of Mariupol, for example. So I think that's it. That would be the one thing that North Korea can do for Russia. What can Russia do? There's a lot. There's a lot of aging Soviet-built industry in North Korea that needs new parts, new expertise. I'm not sure what Russia could do for North Korea's nuclear weapons program, or would do. I don't think anybody, including Russia, likes the idea that North Korea has these nukes. But other military things, upgrading North Korea's very antiquated artillery, rocket systems, tanks, infantry equipment, all that North Korea could really use Russian help, and there must be some quid pro quo being discussed. So that would be it. But it certainly is a feature of our time, as you said, that the world is dividing into different blocks, and the Ukraine war is the catalyst for that.
Right. Fred, let me ask you this. How should the West then view this growing friendship between Moscow and Pyongyang?
Well, I'm sure they don't like it. I'm sure they hate it. But there's not much they can do about it. There never was. North Korea is a thing apart. It doesn't bend to anybody's rules. There was a time when the West could negotiate with Russia and China to contain North Korea, to bring it somewhat to heel. That time has passed, not only with Russia, but I guess with China too. The relations have become so acrimonious that now North Korea will take advantage of this to strengthen its relations with both those countries, but in this case, Russia. I'm sure we can expect a lot of developments there, and the West isn't going to like it one bit.
Fred, good to have you on the broadcast. We're leaving it there for the moment.
Thank you.
WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.